Has anyone caught pescado? All right, we're rolling with it. Might as well just keep this. Welcome to the 2016. I was going to say 2016. 2026 astrology episode. Well, I feel like 2025 has had a lot of similarities to 2016.
2016. Ooh, yikes.
Is that a bad year for you?
Brianna. Honestly, I don't remember. No, I think that was the second year that I was in Oregon. It was good. It was an adjustment, I think, but I don't know. I don't remember. I remember dumb things. If that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah. I cut off your introduction. Hi, Bri.
Hi.
Hello, friends. Gabrielle Celeste, the OG spiritual sister, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm the Timu.
Oh, it's a good laugh when you're not making any noise. Fucking Timu, bitch.
The Timu spiritual sister.
Oh God, that's great. Okay, well, so if we already shared what we're going to be talking about, but Brie, like we've had so many guest episodes that actually in December we're going to have more 1-to-1s, and the next episode is going to be very much like welcoming in the 2026 year as well. It'll be featuring my predictions and what came true for me in like this past year in terms of like the readings and whatnot. But Brie, how was 2025 for you overall?
A change.
Yeah,
I was gonna say like the word I can think of is just change because I obviously moved away from the Pacific Northwest.
Was it emotional for you though?
Here's the thing. I haven't gone back home up there yet.
Yeah.
Tyler said that he got a little emotional when he went up there since we left. So I wonder if that's going to have the same effect to me or if I'm just going to be like, okay, well, here's another day. I'm going to go back down to California. Or like, am I going to be emotional leaving?
Yeah. I think you'll know if it was a good move for you because there's always an option to go back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you'll know soon.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So many changes. So. How about you? How was 2025 for you?
If you're looking at YouTube, literally, well, y'all are about to find out because we're going to do a very in-depth, no holding back of just everything month by month. It was a really tough year for me on so many levels, but also, I thought about it and it's like, Gabby, you asked for this. Like, and I did. I remember, and I actually forgot about it. I remember saying to my guides, I was like, I will do the shadow work I need to do if I have this, and this set up. And I mean, I lived in the most expensive zip code in the cutest little apartment in San Diego, like a desired city. Like, I mean, it was hell. Don't get me wrong. It was a lot, but we're going to go over that in the episode. And obviously, if you've been listening throughout the year, you'll have a solid idea of what that looked like for me, but just so much empowerment. I feel like 2025 was really heartbreaking, but it was a very empowering year at the same time.
Yeah, I can see that for you 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I was just texting Lydia and Maria and Angel, actually, all the homies that I've had a front row seat to this year, alongside obviously a couple of like you, the family, and other close friends. And I was like, oh my gosh, March marks 1 year, the first year of me being fully self-employed. And oh my God, like it was a year in which I learned quite a bit, which isn't that wild?
I can't believe it's already going to be a year. That is wild.
Crazy, right?
What is time? Seriously.
I don't think it's real at all.
I don't think it is either.
So Brandon and I are recording we're headed towards the end of this Mercury retrograde. It's going to be over in 6 days. And this Mercury retrograde's been quite interesting, to say the least. And we're just hoping for some easeful communication when it comes to the editing and the way that this episode goes. But we're going to keep it light and simple. And the reason for that is because I really want you guys to buy into my year ahead offers. And we have the basic, the mid, and the high tiers available in the show notes. So the first one's going to be the year ahead workshop, which is, you guys, it's over 150 fucking slides of every single important transit that is going to occur in 2026, which, by the way, I actually am really excited about 2026. I have not said that about previous years, but 2026 has been really, really cool. Like, I mean, 2026 I think is going to be really, really cool because of what the transits have to say for what's coming up. So anyways, that specific offering, it's going to be $33, and it has also an hour and a half recording of me going over and explaining all the dates as well as predictions that we're going to be experiencing on the collective consciousness level. And then the mid-tier offering is $88, and it's a written Etsy reading, and you'll get a card pull for each month as well as key dates and then general themes in terms of what to expect. And then also the high tier, which is definitely the one where you get the most, is my one-to-one recording, Zoom recording, the readings, where we just go into everything. You get the reading, you get the key dates, you get a tarot pool, you get me analyzing your energy centers, and I give a lot. So I would say, I fell into predictions, but my predictions seem to be A1, guys. So be sure to check them out. We have them in the show notes. And in this episode, we're going to be going over just the key dates for this upcoming year, the main ones, as well as just a general sense of what 2026 is going to be all about. How does that sound?
Sounds good. You want to know what's really funny? There was a person walking right now.
On the front?
No. Oh. If he was going to, I was going to pull a unit now.
Oh, I would have totally understood. Totally understood.
But he didn't. He just kept walking.
Okay. All right, Bree. So 2026, what do you think it's going to be all about?
Growth.
Ooh.
That word came to me.
Yeah, that's actually right on point.
Wow. Yeah.
Look at her.
Psychic or something.
You know what? Brianna actually is. She is, but she does not go with that label in any which way, huh, Brie?
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't say that I'm psychic. Gabby would say that I'm psychic, but I don't know. I just know things.
Also, we were at Target the other day, and we're actually going to Target right after we finish recording.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. And I was walking by and I was like, where is she? And then I literally turned to the left, and she turned and she was right there. And I was like, did you feel me? She's like, yeah, I actually did.
I can sense you. You want to know what's really sad? What? So I am notorious for disappearing when I'm in a store. Like when I'm with Tyler, I disappear. And he's like, you wander off and I can't find you anywhere. So he looks for me trying to reach for things above the stuff because he's so tall and he can see. And he's like, oh, well, there's somebody short over there. It must be my wife.
That's hilarious. Yeah, because he's 6'7", right?
Yeah, he's 6'7" and I'm 5'2". So he always looks down to try and find me.
Yeah. So Target, I don't know. It's like a little vortex. But yeah, that's where we're going. This is our little reward after we finish recording for you guys. But yeah, 2026 is going to be a year of growth for sure. It is what is considered to be a year 1 in numerology. So if you add 2, 2, and 6, it reduces down to the number 1. So it's the start of a whole brand new 9-year cycle. And it's going to be very similar to themes or a chapter that began for the collective and you personally back in 2017. So much like 2025 mirrored 2016, which is probably why I was like, oh, 2016. And when I think back to 2016, it very much similar. It was very similar to what I experienced in 2025 and 2016 because those 2 years were really tough. But after that, it got really good. So anyways, it's a brand new start. It's a brand new start of a cycle. And it's a year that's going to happen so quickly, guys. Like things are going to happen so fast. And I think I can say this for everyone for the most part, where it just happens so quickly that you really don't have time to process or look back because the year just moves so quickly. And I've said quickly like 5 times, but part of the reason in which that is the case is because 2026, and we're going to have Chikara come on for that. She just comes on every year and I love her, and we've talked about this, but maybe I'll have her come on earlier because technically the Chinese New Year begins in February this year, which is actually an eclipse if I remember correctly. So February is lit in 2026, you guys. So I'm just like, ooh, should be an interesting month, but she'll have more to say about this. But it's a fire horse year, and fire horse years move fast. They're creative, they're exciting years. But what's interesting about a fire horse year is the energy that you're closing out 2025 in. So if you're in a period of like, or feeling like you're in lack, if you feel less than, whatever you're feeling at the end of 2025 becomes actually heightened in 2026. And that is pretty much you setting the tone for 2026, because 2026, it being a fire horse year, is going to enhance. It's an enhancing year. So growth was very much like the right word for it. It's going to essentially be something that you can't not notice as you move forward in the year. It's a year that feels like constant whiplash. And because 2025 was like a snake year, and it was a year that represented like shedding, letting go, purging. 2026 feels like the year that I think is really exciting, and you see what new structures are being built. But I think that there's a little bit of grief associated with 2026 as well, because you're thinking back on, what's ended and what's come to what is no longer. So I think overall, though, it's a breath of fresh air. I think it's the year that makes the previous 5 years make sense, and I'm really excited about it.
Dumb question. Might not be a dumb question. Does the Chinese New Year date change every single year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's based on the lunar cycle.
Okay. Okay.
Anyways, okay, so we're going to go over the key dates to look forward to. This is going to be on a collective level, but of course, if you want to have an idea of how it specifically applies to you, then book your reading with me. And I will also be sure to, and I usually do a good job of this on Instagram. I like to promote other readers that are very skilled as well with their year ahead readings. So pay attention to my Instagram account. I'll share that on my business page of just other people that you can book your year ahead readings if, it's not feeling aligned with me for whatever the reason, just because we know so many psychics, and I also like to share their work too. So these are the collective dates to look forward to. So I also want to say, wherever Aries is at in your chart, whatever house it occupies in your chart and what that house represents, is where you're going to feel major shifts for 2026. So, and that is because we have so many of the planets meeting up in that sign. So beginning on January 26th of 2026, Neptune's going to ingress into Aries for like 13 years. So it's like a whole new cycle, which we've gotten a preview about, but Neptune doesn't like to be in Aries. It's a very charged energy. There's a lot of conflict that tends to happen when Neptune is in Aries. So very curious to see what happens on the world stage in 2026. Then a couple of weeks later, in February, Saturn is going to enter Aries on February 13th. And then Saturn and Neptune are going to meet up in the sign of Aries on February 19th, which also happens to be prime eclipse season. So February is lit. Like there's literally an eclipse like 2 days before then, I believe. And I believe the New Year, the Chinese New Year, is actually on the 17th of that month too. So the last 2 weeks of February, I would be very mindful of how you're scheduling, just paying attention to whatever key themes, core life experiences are happening around that period of time. And I would say if I had to look at 2026 as a whole, I would say that February is probably the biggest month of the year. So you're going to have an idea of what 2026 is going to be all about for you very early on. I'm going to pause right there. What are your thoughts? Do we have anything going on in Feb?
Do we have anything going on in February?
At this point right now, no, I don't.
I don't think so. No, I have stuff going on in January, not February.
Okay. Well, let us know what you guys have going down in Feb. I'll probably offer eclipse readings at that time too, just because that month people are probably going to need the most support. Then we're going to move into the next major date, which is in April. It's April 25th, 2026, and Uranus is going to enter Gemini, and that'll be for about 7 to 8 years. So it's a brand new cycle that we got a preview of this past summer. So whatever your summer 2025 was like, reflect back onto that, because you're going to get a theme of what that specific 8-year transit is going to be like for you once Uranus moves into a new constellation. And that is at the end of April. April's actually going to go by really quickly because all the planets are direct in that month, which is exciting. And then We have Jupiter entering Leo on June 30th of 2026, and that's a 1-year transit. Jupiter moving through Leo is actually really fun energy, hot girl summer energy. I'm here for it. It's creative energy. And that's kind of like a little bit of a taste tester for what the eclipses are going to bring, because the eclipses beginning on July 26th of 2026 are going to start occurring in the constellations of Leo and Aquarius. So wherever Leo and Aquarius are at in your chart, and previously we've had eclipses occurring in Pisces and Virgo, so they're moving into new potentially new houses in your chart, depending on which astrological system you're looking at. That's where you're going to experience the most change for 18 months moving forward. So this is a 2026, 2027 energy. And for me, I think that's happening in my networking houses. So I think this means I'll be meeting and working with new people in my realm of work. So that's exciting. But anyways, all this to say, we're going to move through this quickly, but these are the major dates for 2026. And there's not that many, but they're very impactful, and most of them happen in the first 6 months of the year. So the first 6 months of the year, 2026, is going to feel like 2 years in one.
Fuck.
I'm actually really excited about it because it's got a different flavor than the last few years.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what 2026 is going to be like.
Yeah.
Guess we'll find out.
Well, guess what Brianna's going to do for us, friends?
She's doing a card pull.
She's doing a card pull, and I'm going to interpret, and the card's meant to represent the energy for 2026 as a whole for the collective consciousness.
I'm doing your OG one. Your goddesses, gods, and guardians.
You don't want to do the tarot?
I can. I'll do that one. Is that the one that's wrapped?
Yeah, but whichever one you decided to pull first is for a reason, so.
I shall do tarot. That's so weird. Aren't I not supposed to touch your decks?
It's fine. I'll clean it after. You have my permission. You have my permission.
Susia.
Susia.
That's what it's going
Bonus
for me.
points if you know what that means, friends. It means dirty girl.
That dirty one.
Girl. Ooh. Okay, before I interpret, what do you think that means?
Shit's gonna go wishy-washy.
Yeah, it's a balance card. So Brandon pulled the Two of Pentacles upright. Two of Pentacles is quite literally the card that represents balance, managing all responsibilities all at once. It's finding the dance, it's doing the dance, and finding the balance amongst said complicated dance. What's interesting about that card is it's a Pentacles card, and Pentacles are the earth element in the tarot and in astrology. But what's interesting about that is they have a direct tie to money. So that also tells me on a practical, like collective conscious level, people are going to be dancing the dance of making things work on a financial basis. So I don't know if that means necessarily ease. Sometimes that card presents more challenge than it does ease. And I don't want to make projections, but I do think money is going to be a big theme in 2026 for the collective consciousness and what that looks like.
This one called me too.
Oh, it's an emotional. So Page of Cups. Well, pages are innocence in a lot of ways. They're new beginnings, and I feel like that ties into the year one energy. But that also represents intuition. So I feel like people are going to be questioning and tapping into their intuition more than ever before too.
Hey, cool.
Yeah, 2026. I'm ready. Let's close this year out. She's done.
That was quick and dirty.
Told you.
I like it. I'm here for it.
I don't know about the next one being that quick and dirty, but you have a heads up.
Cool. As long as I have a heads up, I don't care. All right, let's go to Target.
Okay, friends. Enjoy. Share with the friends. Please leave us a review. We'd be so grateful. It gives us the encouragement to continue doing this podcast, which, by the way, in April is 3 years. April's also 4 years of Raw Astrology, which is crazy. So, yeah.
Yeah, leave us a review, guys. Maybe I'll send you some money for a coffee fee.
Let us know. Until then, bye.
Bye.